Oh, hello. I'm on your channel, Graham. I'm
Yeah.
on your channel, so I don't have to say hello, good evening, good afternoon and all that. I was pouring a gin. I was thinking I just said to you, can you get me some ice and tonic? Never mind. Yeah, I thought I had trouble finding the old McDonald sisters. I could only find one of them, and that's Kathleen. And she's got a lovely voice, actually, really lovely. And it was okay, but it can be like Chinese torture. If you can, while you're listening to this, imagine that maybe you're 7 or 8 years old, or even you're 14 years old, and you're in the back of an estate car with your mum and dad and your 2 sisters, and it was a 3-row estate car. My mum and dad are in the front, my sisters are in the middle, and I got the dog's seat in the boot with no open windows. And just to add insult to injury, it was perpetual at literally 70 miles an hour. My father did not speed. He would not break the law. 3-day car journey relentlessly. You know, just
towing a caravan.
You'll get a copyright strike on this. No, the caravan was when I was really little. I loved that, but no, that unfortunately
Well, give us a wee blast.
This is a wee. Well, I'll just let it run because it starts out quite Spanish. I bet you won't get a copyright strike actually, and as it's your channel, I'm going to have a fag because I get PTSD listening to this. This is all right. It's coming. I mean, I'm not taking a piss out of anyone's culture, but so the first loop, that's okay. And I'm not playing a whole loop, just a little bit. I'll turn her down a bit.
That's it, knock it off now. Will the copyright police get us?
You're not going to get copyright strike from this. No one's ever fucking heard of them. Bless them, the McDonald sisters. But yeah, he loved listening to that. And the thing is, at the time, the Nolan sisters were big. Anyone remember them? But no, my father didn't like them. He liked the McDonald sisters, and they were kind of a similar age, actually. And they were really pretty. And they don't have a wiki page, which I think is shameful because they're really talented girls. It's just, I mean, if you listen to any artist on a loop for 3 days in a car, we did stop off at hotels and bed and breakfasts, but the same fucking music all the way up there. And then when we got in the holiday house, every day, 2 if not 3 times a day, every day for 3 or 4 weeks, the same fucking tape. And then the 3-day journey back as well. The only break was the ferry crossings, either island hopping from, we either went, oh God, I can't remember. We either went Stornoway, Ewig, I think, I can't remember, or we went Tarbert. One way you go on to the island.
Ullapool.
They never had a bridge on Skye in those days, so we used to get the short crossing onto Skye and drive across, and then that cut some of the journey out. Or we'd go way past. Well, I can't remember.
It's got to be Ullapool or Ewig. Ewig's on the Isle of Skye.
And we quite often stopped off just for a car break for 10 minutes, just so we could get out of the car and not only stretch our legs, not have to listen to the fucking McDonald sisters for 10 minutes at Fort William. And I'd stare at the horrible cable car chair going up Ben Nevis. It's a 1-man cable car, and this one was like a wind, and it goes up, I don't know, 2,000 foot. And I thought, what maniac would ever get in that? And do you know, a fella came out to the dolphin safari, one adult, he was lovely, all on his own, and I was talking to him about it, and he went, I did that cable car at Ben Nevis last week. And I went, you're joking. You've got to be the only person I've ever known who's done that. Unless they've got a new fancy cable car. But I mean, this thing was like a death trap. They'd either get stuck or it'd go twang.
Look, it bounces around on a windy day.
As you go. Oh, fucking hell. The Outer Hebrides. The Outer Hebrides is stunning countryside. All the north of Scotland is the Highlands, where they get really, really ferocious snow and bad conditions. But it is lovely, stunning countryside. But it's a hard life up there. A very hard life. Not so much now. Of course, they've got TV, they've got the internet, they've got everything. Double glazed, they're all double glazed. You've got to be really. But when I used to go on holiday there were still people living in black houses, and the house we were in was, I mean, the wind would just draft and sail through it, and it was the same with all the neighbours, and they'd just bleed rain, and it bad enough being there for 4 weeks, but to live there on a permanent basis, hardy people, and people would die up there quite frequently, young people, of quite unusual things, frequently getting caught in salmon nets and things like that, or treacherous seas. It's a big fishing community. Or sometimes older people would go out the house to get their sheep into the old black house, and the fog would set in. They'd only be 30 metres from the front door, couldn't find the front door and froze to death in the fog. So real Bear Grylls territory, really, really scary. And I knew a lot of this even when I was little, and so the place always sort of, I associated a lot of it with death. And animals, you know, I'd sit there, peat bogs, and I'd see a sheep stuck in a peat bog, and I'd go and run and get one of the adults and say it was up to there in the peat bog, and by the time we'd got there was just the ears, and that was it, the animal was a goner. Or I'd see a sheep where a mink, they had a lot of mink up there, had ripped the throat of the sheep out. You know, very unusual stuff, especially for a little tiny kid to see. And we didn't get that in Brighton, so I was aware when I was little, it was a hard life up there. Absolutely wonderful when the weather's nice, but they're islands, and weather moves in and it's gone. So 1 minute you can be on the beach in a bikini, and the next minute there's a thunderstorm and everyone's got to take cover, and then again it's sunshine, and you literally see the clouds and the weather fronts moving in on you. Anyway, you don't want to hear the McDonald sisters anymore? Or Kathleen? That's just Kathleen on
I'm
her own.
sure the people can Google it.
She obviously... No, you can't. I can't find anything on it. If anyone out there can find them, I'd love to hear it. But Kathleen obviously went for a solo career.